In Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, there is a chapter, Chapter 10, which is Prisoner Release, where you can actually force a stalemate between you and your opponent. It doesn't give any sort of additional advantage or help to you whatsoever when playing the chapter. It's just kind of something fun that you can do, and it's a little neat, so I figured I'd show you. So the first thing we have to do is make sure we actually have to get into this cell right here without the guards really noticing us. So let's put Titania right here, and let's put Volk right here, and then Ike right here. Now, we'll end our turn, they'll take their moves, and I'll kind of tell you about how the rest of this is going to work. So, essentially, the reason this strategy works is because Saphiron is an extremely strong character. You wouldn't know it if you've only played Path of Radiance, but if you know Radiant Dawn, the game after this, you know he's one of the main antagonists of the game. And if you look at his stats, he's got extremely high stats, especially the resistance and magic and skill. And even though his defense is only 11, he has a skill called Mantle, which greatly decreases the damage done by most attacks. I think it actually decreases the damage done by every attack that isn't like a blessed weapon or something like that. So the idea of what we're going to do is we're going to open this door right here, and then either through Volk and Ike shoving him or Titania picking him up and rescuing him, we're going to drop him off right here. So that way, we're going to be in here, and all the enemies who by this point will have noticed there are other people in the prison, they're going to be out here, and Saphiron's going to act as the like middle point that they can't get past because they just can't defeat him. So let's just first make sure we're out of their range. Yeah, we are. So Volk's going to open this guy. Titania, I will rescue him to drop him off next turn. And let's bring Ike in here too. Alright. So now, they've all moved. Great, let's get Volk in here. Ike in here. Titania will drop Saphiron. And then we will end our turn. And I think they're still out of range, so we're going to wait one last turn for them to realize that there are other people in this prison. And then, yeah, there it is. Hey, we're under attack. And he's like, finally, new prisoners. Great, great. We'll skip that scene. More people come in. You can see all the people who've entered. And here's where the fun begins, because Saphiron doesn't attack back, so he's not going to damage the enemies, and the enemies have absolutely zero chance of damaging him. So let me just fast forward and like maybe 3 or 4 turns in a row until I show you all the enemies who've congregated around him. So here we can see now the enemies are really starting to gather around him, and despite the massive swarm of enemies that are right there, they can't do any damage to him, and Saphiron doesn't attack back. So what we have here is effectively a stalemate where we're just watching the show. Now the interesting thing is that if you didn't have someone who could rescue Saphiron, like Titania, you have the potential of essentially soft-locking this chapter, because look, Ike can't rescue or push Saphiron, and talking to him doesn't make him join your team, and Ike doesn't have any 2-range weapons, and if you have, let's say, Volk, he can't rescue or shove Saphiron, he doesn't have any 2-range weapons. So if you do this, you run the risk of soft-locking yourself if you put Saphiron here and don't have anyone who can rescue him or attack with a 2-range weapon like Titania can. If you put Saphiron here, though, you could shove him with maybe, say, Ike or Volk to the left or right, and then just take on everyone all at once, so it's not as big of a risk if you put Saphiron here. But if you put him here or here, then you basically need someone with a 2-range weapon or with the ability to rescue him as well, because otherwise you kind of just locked yourself into the whole game being a stalemate. Okay, so here's what we'll do. Let's actually just get Saphiron rescued here, and then everyone can attack Titania, and they'll probably die or come close to dying, and then after that we can proceed with the level as normal. Alright, and that is how to create a stalemate and also clear out that same stalemate on Chapter 10 Prisoner Release. Before I end the video, there's actually one other fun little trick I'll show you that you can do, and that involves capturing, or rather rescuing, Saphiron again with Titania or a member who has Kanto like Oscar, and I'll show you what we're going to do, because now we can actually go up to where the boss is and kind of just trap him in. Alright, now that we cleared out those enemies, essentially what we can do is just bring Titania with Saphiron over here, drop him over here, and also now the boss is trapped in there and he really can't do anything about it. you can see they start to go attack Saphiren, but essentially they can't do anything about it. So, yep, there you have it. This is how you can use Saphiren as an other unit to essentially create stalemates, or use them almost as, like, what's it called, a shine barrier in Radiant Dawn. So you can basically just use them to block whatever you want for the entire duration of the battle. So hope you have fun with that, and thanks for watching.